Welcome back once again, Freedom. I'm Angel Clinkscales.
And I'm Connor Tavern. Welcome to the long-awaited second episode of Season 4 of The Beat.
Have you ever tried to make your own Bob Ross painting?
No. However, I used to watch his videos and always wanted to try.
Well, Carter Huggins, Maddie Hill, and Olivia Evans wanted to try it for themselves and competed to see who could make the best Bob Ross painting. Take a look.
So Maddie Hill, Olivia Evans, and I, Carter Huggins, competed in a little Bob Ross painting contest. We followed this Sunset Aglow Bob Ross painting tutorial video, and they did it on Canvas, I did it on Photoshop, and we just followed what he did, and we tried to see who could make the best painting. So sit back and enjoy the painting.
Bob Ross's videos inspire many people to pick up a paintbrush and start painting.
While many try to expand their artistic capacities, it's a lot harder than it looks. Now Jules and Renee Moorbacher will show us how to draw a flower and a fish.
What you're gonna need to do is you're gonna just darken this whole center part. So you're kind of gonna do the same thing. You're kind of gonna darken around the center, and then you're gonna want to make those lines that are going out again. So you're kind of just gonna scribble it out, and then put lighter lines. Basically the gist of what you're going to be drawing. Now I like to kind of add some more stuff to it, so if you want you can just add some blobs, because these fish might not just be all one color, and I like to just add some little blobs that would be like little spots on the fish almost. I'm not going to add like a face or anything to it, one because I'm not too good at that, and two, just because I think they look fine without it. If you want to, you can go ahead and add some face to your fish, or try and make it more realistic than I did, but for today I'm just going to keep it simple. So for this one, maybe these spots are just white and there's just kind of little outlines of it and that.
Ever get tired of just sitting at home with nothing to do? Well, watch Brandon and Jimmy show some of the popular local hotspots that you can go to.
Now over to Ashley and Maria with your sports.
This past week, the baseball team competed in two section games versus Elwood City. The boys hosted the first game on Tuesday and ultimately fell to the Wolverines 8-4. In hopes to avenge the loss, the boys traveled to Elwood City on Thursday for a rematch, but came up short when they lost 6-2. We caught up with Ethan Wolf to get his thoughts on this past week's games. After the team's two losses last week, how do you plan on improving for next week's games?
I think we need to just practice more, have a little bit more teamwork, focus up more in our fielding, and just keep on going.
Okay. What? Okay. Wait. No. Can we edit this? Just go back. Go back.
Go. The video started.
After the team's two losses last week, how do you plan on improving for next week's games?
I think we need to just practice more, have a little bit more teamwork, focus up more in our fielding, and just keep on going.
Okay. What is it going to take for the team to bounce back next week as they play New Brighton on Monday?
We're going to have a lot of practice. We have practice over the weekend this week, and we're just going to have to focus up and work as a team.
Okay. And one last really important question we have is, why does the baseball team wear hats?
To block the sun.
Okay. No, there could be other reasons.
Is it just because it's like uniform?
Part of the uniform, block the sun.
Cool. Like they hit the ball.
I don't really think there's any other reason.
Okay, I think that's good. The boys hope to bounce back when they host New Brighton on Monday. First pitch is set for 4 p.m.
On Wednesday, the girls softball team hosted Burgettstown, where they won in a dominating performance by a score of 8-2. Erica Gazdick led the Bulldogs with a single and triple. Then on Thursday, the girls also hosted Shenango, where a 3-run home run by Shenango in the third inning ultimately led the Wildcats to victory.
All right, today I'm here with Emily Wagner. How you doing, Emily?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, after your loss the other day of a score of 3-1, how do you guys think you're going to do this game coming up today?
I think we're going to try our best to beat Riverside.
All right. Do you think taking a loss the other day brought your motivation down or made it better so you guys can play better this game?
I think we stayed the same because it was a good team and we stayed with them.
Good answer.
The girls will continue action today when they head to Riverside to take on the Panthers. The first pitch is at 4.
Tomorrow, the track and field team will be heading to Riverside to compete in the Beaver County Invitational. Action gets underway at 9 a.m. The Beat's Brandon Pratt caught up with Colin Fricke to get his thoughts on the upcoming competition. Take a look.
I'm here with Colin Fricke right now, part of the track team. How you doing today, Colin?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. How do you think you and your team are going to do this Saturday at Riverside?
I think we're going to be really competitive. There are some tough teams out there, but I think overall we're going to do really good.
It's good to hear. How do you think you're going to do personally? And what events do you do?
I do the 400, 4x4, and 4x8. For the 400, I think I'll do all right. I don't think I'm going to get first, but definitely not last. 4x8, we have a really good team put together. I think we can go far into the Whitfields, and same with 4x4.
It's good to hear.
For Bulldog Beat Sports, I'm Ashley Imhoff.
And I'm Maria Mundy. Back to you, Angel and Connor.
Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, 'cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together. Yeah, we are all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all in this together.
Thanks, girls. Some of the characters from the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee have been on Twitter after the musical ended. Angel Cleanscales and Ashley Imhoff show us some mean tweets from the characters.
Corona Lisa Pretty 3 says, Jesus Lover 1225 is not all business, but all annoying. Hashtag over it. Really, the best you can do.
At Glasses with Masses says, at Vice Principal Panch, your chances of getting to be principal are about as small as marrying Miss Peretti. Well, to say about that, Miss Peretti is madly in love with me. Did you see how she talked to me? That sweet, lovely lady. Oh.
At Dictionary Lover says, at Rona Lisa Peretti 3, Rona Lisa Peretti, more like loner piece of spaghetti, because that is all you are. That's not what Panch said for 2 years.
At Rainbow Girl _445 says, at Glasses with Masses, you need to get counseling on learning how to treat people nicer. Also, imagine having to forfeit in previous years of spelling bees all because you were dying to the food given. I know you said these tweets would be mean, but I didn't sign up for this.
At VP Panch DPJH says, at Trollmaster, if I were to jump off a quarter, I'd just jump off your IQ. Joke's on you, I don't know how much a quarter's worth.
45 cents.
45 cents?
Yeah.
Wow.
At Trollmaster says, at Dictionary Lover, no wonder nobody likes you. You even chased your mother away to Africa. My mother's not in Africa. She's in Asia and India. She's on a 9-month spiritual quest.
At Screwball Speller 17 says, at mm_the goat, you act like you are all big and bad and scary, but in reality, we all know you're not. Well, you gotta be big and Joey might not survive. Plus, you never know how you're gonna come out. So whoever said that, I'm coming for you. You can guarantee that.
At Jesus Lover 1225 says, at Screwball Speller 17, you were the worst at flirting. Making yourself dumb isn't attractive, just annoying. Joke's on you, I didn't even have to make myself dumb. Ha!
At Rainbow Girl 445. Your name looks like my dog puked a bowl of alphabet soup. What? How did that happen?
What? Is that a Martha Stewart?
Were you swiping?
I didn't know if there was more.
That was good. I would even leave in the do I swipe part. That's good.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I just looked up everybody else. I didn't know if there was more.
A few of the seniors have been in many high school plays and have many memories. Watch as Connor Tavern makes an inspiring video on how the seniors thought how their previous years in the musical have been.
Hello, I'm Connor Tavern with the Bulldog Beat. When the season ends, it's time to say goodbye to the seniors. It's sad to see them go. They've been in the club the longest, and you don't get to see them no more. But they've had some experience of their own. I caught up with some seniors from the drama club this year to ask them what their experience was like in the drama club throughout the years.
My last year of musical was definitely a fun one, and it was sad that we didn't get to do one last year, so I didn't get as many shows in that I would have liked, but being able to do one this year was definitely a very uplifting note, and I was very excited. I got a lead role, so it was very fun. Then I got to finish out my senior year with a bang, and it was really fun. I've made a lot of friends in musical, and a lot of them may be younger, and so I can't wait to see them perform in future years and come back and be able to watch them and see how they grew. And overall, musical has been one of the best experiences I got to be a part of throughout my high school career.
My last year as a senior was, I'd say, really fun. I enjoyed this show. This show was a ton of fun to perform, and I'm glad that I got to play the role I did. I think it suited me very well, and yeah, it was my last show. It's kind of sad, but I had an incredible time, and I'd rather focus on the incredible time I had rather than the fact that it's over, and that just makes me happy. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to do this, and it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it very much.
That's all for this episode of The Beat. For Ashley Imhoff and Maria Mundy, I'm Angel Clinkscales.
And I'm Connor Tavern. Have a great weekend, everybody.